Hey, Steven! So how do you guys like the music? Give me a thumbs up if you like the playlist.
For the pieces to fall in their places.
Oops! Can you hear me loud and clear now? All right. Cool. So, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Welcome to the Speedsters live stream. Wherever you are in the world joining in, welcome to the channel. This is a weekly live stream dedicated to help you train smarter to go faster. I'm your host, Luis Pang, a cycling coach here in Malaysia. Welcome to the channel, and if you can hear me loud and clear, give me thumbs up so that I know that the volume level is just sweet. Let me see. Yes, Chris, I can hear you. Patrick says sounds is on. Yes, very good, guys. So thank you very much for joining in. This show will take you about 45 minutes of your time. And I would like to introduce you to the format of the show so you know what to expect. Sound check? Okay. Sorry, thank you for letting me know. So what did I miss out? Well, joining us live today is Catalina, all the way from Melbourne. And she is a silver medalist in World Championship. I am sure you guys have tons and tons of questions for her. How to become a world-class athlete like her. I have prepared a lot of questions for her as well. And stick around, all right? Now, the first thing I would like to share with you guys is what I have learned this week. And the thing that I have learned this week is to give thanks. How do you give thanks in a difficult time like this when there is so much uncertainty going on? I actually learned this from an athlete who sent me a message which I would like to share with you because her text message has prompted me to think, what can I be grateful for? Sound is off every time. So this is interesting. Why sound goes off all the time? Can you hear me now? Okay. Now you can hear my sound again. Now I'll keep an eye on it why sound keeps dropping on and off. Really sorry about that. So what happened is we have a weekly team meeting, and in a team meeting we do it via Zoom and it's recorded live. Now, because some of our athletes could not join the Zoom meeting from their home, I have recorded the team meeting and edited it into a shorter version, put it on YouTube so that they can actually see their teammates, see their coaches sharing, talking about the data, talking about the training week ahead. So that's what I have done. And when I have done that, this athlete shared this message with me. And when she thanked me, it got me thinking, wow, her Thanksgiving attitude really touched me. Got me thinking, what about myself? What have I got to give thanks for, be grateful for? Okay, for me, Thanksgiving is not about the circumstance. It is about looking at the good things that's happening to me that I don't deserve, that I did not earn, that I did not merit. Take, for example, this live stream that we're doing now. This is not a one-man production. This is a collaboration with contributions from so many different people around the world, around Malaysia. For example, the camera that we are recording on, I borrow it from a friend, Johan. Thank you for loaning me your camera because my camera could not shoot video. So thank you, Johan. The computer that I'm working from, 10 years old, it would not run the latest edition of Final Cut Pro for video editing. So my friend Kisit from Penang sent me an older version of Final Cut so that I could do my work. So thank you, Kisit. You have been my help. You have been my 24/7 tech support. I could not have done this without you. Then there's Keith, always looking my back, always strategizing, always wise. Adrian, a positive energy, a cheerleader. My athletes, thank you for your text messages encouraging me. I'm afraid, the microphone keeps switching on and off. I have no idea why, but you have given me so much encouragement. And yes, I will remember to use the breathing technique that we have learned together. My wife, Jasmine, sending me food, beverages when I work late at night to put this all together. And you guys, tuning in from wherever you are, to spend 45 minutes, to invest 45 minutes of your life and your time together so that we learn to be better cyclists or better coaches. So thank you very much. We want to go straight into Q&A. I do not know why my microphone keeps switching on and off, but something that we need to tackle through today. Now, if you have any questions about cycling, training, please put it on the chat box because we will answer them as they are coming through. Okay, now the first question I have was actually from the previous, the last week from Johan, and he asked this question: what is a good FTP for a social rider, and how do you do base building leading up to an event? Now, for me, a good FTP is for a social rider. If you ride with your friends in a group ride, anywhere between 2 watts per kilo to 3 watts per kilo, you will be able to cover most of the rides leisurely without suffering. I mean, you will still suffer, but you'll be followed through long rides, 100 kilometers ride, 120, 150 kilometers ride. You'll be able to do it at a comfortable pace. Now, if you want to be competitive in some century race, perhaps 3.2 to 3.5 watts per kilo would be a good number to aim for. Now let's talk about base building. Base building, what it means is that traditionally it means you develop your endurance base with a lot of long, slow rides, low intensity, long, slow rides. Okay, just to build the aerobic base before you head into more higher intensity training. Now, that is the traditional method and it definitely works. However, just because the method works very well for a pro peloton, it doesn't mean that it works well for you and me who perhaps have a 9-to-5 job and you only have the weekend to train for, because you do not have the hours to clock in like a full-time cyclist does. So a solution that is good for a full-time athlete may not be a good solution for those of us who are not full-time athletes. But the principle remains the same. The principle remains the same. What you want is progressive loading, which means you want the training to get progressively harder. And secondly, the closer we are to the event, the more we should train like the event. For instance, if your event is a criterium with 10 very, very tough corners, all right, with 10 corners which you need to sprint out of the corners. So you need to be able to first handle the cornering and then to decelerate and accelerate 10 times per lap. And if you have to do that 10 laps, you have to be able to do 100 times of that, the same effort, so that you can finish well, if that makes sense to you. So for those of us who are typically working, I would suggest that we do, because we can't spend so much time on the road, what we do is we do a lot of indoor training, and indoor training intensity tend to be slightly higher than long slow rides. So there are many different ways to work around the base training issue, but the principle remains. There must be progressive overloading. That means it must get harder and harder to challenge and improve us. And secondly, the closer we are to our event, the more race-like our training will be. So that's the takeaway. Okay, I want to take one more question and then we will head to Catalina. So how long should you stay away from training? If you suddenly fall sick, fever in the middle of training program, should you continue? It's being programmed for you, or go easy first until you get better? Now, my principle is this: safety and health first. If you are sick, there's no point that you train. Now, it depends on how sick you are, if you're having fever and whatnot, it's better that you get rested before you continue training, because what training does is training will create more stress, it will add more stress to your body. If you're already sick, your immune system is already down. If you put more stress on top of that, your immune system will go worse. So there's no point for me to train if you're sick. Okay? Now, do we have one more question? No? All right. We're going to call Catalina, who is right now waiting for us in Melbourne. Are you guys ready to see Catalina? All right, man. Let's give her a call. Hi, Catalina. Hey, let me bring you online. Hey, Catalina!
Hi. Should we check the audio just in case?
Sorry? Yes, we should check the audio. Again, guys, if you can hear Catalina and I loud and clear, can you please give us a thumbs up so that we know that the audio and everything is okay? Catalina, can you speak to the mic, talk to us a little bit so that while we check the audio?
Microphone check.
Microphone check. So guys, if you're tuning in, if you can hear us loud and clear, very good. Okay, it's good to go. We are getting the messages in. We are hearing you loud and clear.
Cool.
Cool. So you're wearing your UCI World Cycling Center jersey. Very nice. And the bike that is right behind you. Sorry?
I got a few tips. After an interview today, and they told me you should put the bike and wear the jersey. So yeah, why not?
Good idea. Always keep the sponsors happy. All right. Now, the Scott bike is sponsoring the WCC, right? And okay, let's get right into it. We have lots of questions to get through today. We are dying to learn from you and to hear your experience. Now, you are from Chile and you live in Melbourne.
Yep.
Can you tell us briefly your background, yourself. What is cycling like in Chile?
Well, cycling in Chile is not very big. There's a very small local, like almost not at all local racing, especially for girls. If there is any, there'll be mostly for boys. But there is a lot of like social events on the bike. So that's how I started riding my bike a lot more. So every month there'll be a bike group, a bike ride through the city,
Sure.
organized by an NGO, and
Okay.
it will be like 1,000 cyclists just
So it's a
riding around the city.
So it's a social ride. It's not competitive cycling.
No, it's not competitive at all. But in the main street, every time it finished, for a reason, everyone just went faster. So for me, it was all about getting to the end point before everyone. Obviously, I never got first, but it was always nice just to be at that speed.
Very good. Now you're wearing a UCI World Cycling Center jersey, and you are training with WCC, right? Now,
Yeah.
a lot of people are asking these questions. How do you get picked by UCI to train at the World Cycling Center? Tell us.
Well, I did do a training camp in Argentina in 2017. And
It was organized by WCC?
Yeah, it was organized by WCC, and they do some power testing, but they also check out who you are as a person. So yeah, it was a very nice experience. It was in Argentina, and actually in all the power tests, I passed out because they just told me like, you just gotta do everything, like give everything on this test. That's all you need to do. And on the 4 minute, I think at the 3 minute mark, I was out. I just fell, and then I just remember people asking me if I was okay.
What's your 4 minute power? Your first test. What's the 4 minute power?
I think it was 2:56.
2:56. Okay.
Yeah,
now,
it was something
for those
like
of
that.
us who are watching this, now UCI has this power profile test. Okay. This I would like to show it to you guys so we know what we're talking about. So this is the UCI power profile test, and it's
check the audio just in case.
Check the audio. Yeah, audio is good. So you do like 6 seconds all-out sprints, twice 30 seconds all-out sprints, and then you do a 4 minute time trial. Obviously, there are recovery time between the efforts, and it's done on Wattbike. So this is a testing protocol developed by UCI together with Wattbike, and the picture that you see here is us doing the same test, conducting the same test when we were undergoing our UCI training at the World Cycling Center. So, Catalina, yeah, back to you. So you did 256 watts for 4 minutes?
Around something like that.
Okay. Now, let's walk people through World Cycling Center. Obviously, there are a few World Cycling Center around the world set up by UCI. There's one in Korea, there's one in India, and there's one in Aigle. Did I miss out another place?
I think there's one in Portugal now. It's new.
Okay, so there could be like 4. But the first center was set up in Aigle, Switzerland. Now let's show you some of the pictures. So this is Catalina in the velodrome. So the World Cycling Center has a velodrome, has a gym, has classrooms, has all sorts of things. A cafeteria, offices, whatnot. So Catalina, the picture that you see here, that's you in your first training camp, is that correct, in Argentina?
Yeah, the one in the middle, it's in the first training camp.
And of course, the one on the right-hand side is you and I. We met when I was doing my coaching course. And then you were spending time on the BMX track and you were there. Okay, let's move on. Okay, these are some of your training moments in Switzerland, right? Track session on the left, road session in the middle, and then on the far right, you were cycling on cobbles.
Yeah.
You like cobbles?
Big lover of cobbles. I love them.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Now, you have to train in the World Cycling Center? It's prestigious because you have alumni like Chris Froome or Peter Sagan's younger brother, and then there's Catalina, of course, right? So how does it feel to be selected? How does it feel to be part of that?
No, it's a big opportunity for riders like us, especially there's a lot of people from small countries or where cycling is very small. So being selected to train with the World Cycling Center is a huge opportunity. Like they give us all these facilities and all these things, so cycling is better for us and we can actually achieve our goals in the best possible way with the best support there is.
Exactly. The World Cycling Center objective is to level the playing field. Obviously, we have superpowers in cycling like Australia, like Great Britain, like Japan, France, Belgium, US, England. And then there are smaller countries like Chile and Malaysia or Vietnam, Mongolia, which do not have the same kind of setup. So the World Cycling Center idea is to give smaller countries a level playing field, access to world-class facilities and training opportunities. Now, you finished your high school you were doing high school in Melbourne, and then you are training in Switzerland. How did that work? How do you finish your high school while you are still training in Switzerland? Tell us briefly, please.
Well, it was actually a stressful process because in Victoria I needed to sign like a few legal documents, kind of like promising that I was not going to cheat doing tests outside. So I needed to have a supervisor, and Grace, which is the secretary from the center, she committed to do this with us, and she will just sit with me for 2 hours while I do my test. And so we got help from her and it was pretty nice. And all the coaches, everyone understood that finishing school was very important for me. Yes. And they supported me through the 2 years that I was there finishing school.
Fantastic. Now, tell us, what is it like to train at the World Cycling Center? How many hours per week do you train? How many hours you spend on the road, on the track, in the gym, doing your stretching? Just give us that, please. Tell us the details.
Well, yeah, it changes a lot from junior to elite in a way. So in cycling, especially for women, there's no under 23. So it's a pretty big jump from junior to under 23. Yes. But now I've been doing, which for me at the moment, being first year under 23, I've been doing 27-hour weeks, 23-hour weeks, and it's been pretty tough on my body. But I think if I eat properly, if I sleep a lot and, enjoy the bike, it's pretty easy to be done, especially when there's efforts and things.
So 27 hours a week, is that on the bicycle alone or including gym and other things?
Yeah, it's mostly on the bike, and then I will do some sessions on the gym at least 2 or 3 times a week, but they aren't like super heavy, and I try to do them when I have easier rides.
Okay, cool. Now we want to get into your first race in the World Championship, elimination race in Aigle, Switzerland, World Cycling Center. Now, guys, this is a really exciting race. Stay tuned. Do not blink. Do not go away to get water. Do not go to the toilet. Hold it in because this is a nail-biting race that we are going to put out.
Each lap before the elimination. Australia in third place in
the red color
Omnium competition
on
at the moment.
Handlebars, and that's how you know.
Fourth in the tempo race and sixth in the scratch race. And Alexandra Martin-Wallace, who was third in the scratch, moving around the outside here. It's between her and the Belgium, I think. Guazzini also in danger, but it may well just be Ali Russell who lost out in the middle. That's why we'll leave Italy and Chile to battle out the final sprint. So the final bell will indicate 1 lap to go. And dropping down inside the sprinters line there, Soto Campos of Chile. Guazzini, who's had her moments in this elimination race. crashing earlier, and she's going to come around the Chilean as they go down the back straight. Guazzini looking to add her win to the tempo race with the one in the elimination, but on the line. Oh, that was ever so close.
Wow, what a nail-biting race that was. Now, did you hear the commentator when you were down to 3 of you? It was between you, the Italian, and the Belgian girl, and you went for the line, and then the commentator sounded surprised that it was the Belgian that was eliminated. Did you notice that? Did you pick that up in the commentary?
No, I didn't hear that because there was a group of friends from here from Australia cheering for us, and my mom was there too.
Yes.
So all I could hear was them screaming, "Go, Catalina!" And then all Italy it's very big in cycling, and they had like this huge crowd as well. So when the Italian chick went, they had like these sounds and songs, and that's all you could hear. You can't hear anything else.
Now, that was the elimination race in the Omnium. So Omnium is a 4-event race. So it's like the decathlon for track cycling, for those of you who are new to track cycling. Now, what was, you were training before this World Championship, before the race just now, you were already training in Aigle World Cycling Center, the same place where the competition was held. You've been training for a few months over there. So were you a favorite entering the race, and what was your strategy going into it?
I don't think I was a favorite in any way. From there, I think the last time a junior rider from Chile that went to Worlds was 2 years or 3 years. So, people didn't see any Chilean riders for 3 years, so they had no idea who I was. And the whole idea was to just get a lot of experience from this race. It was my first super big international competition, and I really wanted to see where I was at. But being from Chile, which it is a small country, but you see all these other countries like Australia, New Zealand, the US, that they have like 20 mechanics and 5 coaches for a group of junior riders. So you kind of do feel out of place. And I think that happens to a lot of riders that go to Worlds. And I'm pretty sure all the other juniors that were there with the center felt like that too. And the center was pretty awesome there as well, because they supported us with all the materials. So that bike, those wheels, I got a lot of help from the coaches and the mechanics, and that was all by the center. So it was pretty awesome
because
to be there. And
a Mavic disc wheel, for example, would cost thousands of dollars, and if you are self-funding it, it's a very expensive sport, and the bike is also not cheap. So to get that kind of support is awesome.
You need to change gears. You need to get gears and the special tires, and you want those little marginal gains. And the center was able to support me and give it all. So I just it was really.
That's awesome. Now, when we met when I saw you at Switzerland, and when our class were going through your training together with your coach Craig at that time, I noticed that you carried a diary with you in the track,
I've got it
gym,
here.
Everywhere you brought it with you, and you were writing things down. Can you just tell us, what do you write inside your diary? What do you use it for?
So we use it for to kind of keep on track of what we're doing. So you can do a big week of training, but you don't really realize what you're doing unless you write it down. At least that works for me. And it just keeps you aware of how big the week was, what have you been your PBs, your best times, I don't know, your best weight on the squat and things like that. So it's really nice to see a progression. And then if something goes wrong, you can look back and check, oh, actually, during that week, I did this, which was a little bit more, and that's probably why I feel tired. Or the other way around, when something goes really great,
Yeah.
I look back and I say, oh, actually, all this that was a little bit less worked and things like that. So
Yeah.
it's just, it gives you a way of finding what works for you. And it's really important, I think.
The key word here is your PB, not your coach's PB. And that's why you are writing it down and you're taking ownership.
Yeah,
Very cool.
well, it is true. You need to, you are the rider. So you want to make sure you are the one improving. And the best way to keep track of it, I think, is just writing everything down and keeping a diary on it.
Now, we want to show we're going to talk about Yorkshire 2019. Now, Yorkshire is World Championship on the road in Yorkshire, Great Britain. And you were racing as a junior, correct?
Yeah.
And that was a pretty amazing race. Now, guys, stick around, buckle up, because you're going to see an amazing race coming right up.
So the flag is out at the top of the car, and any moment now this race is going to go. And here it goes now. The riders then.
Where the USA chose to chase down the Kazakhstan rider at a moment.
Oh, another crash. And the French rider just said to her, Cedrine Carbol, just said to Catalina, "I'm going to do some work," and she looked like she didn't really want to. Soto Campos goes on the attack. She's decided that this is not working, so she goes clear.
Could be a world championship for Chile here. That was very interesting. She did conserve a lot of energy.
She looks powerful.
She looks good, but I think there's too much power left in the peloton. We saw USA just move to the front now. That could make the difference. They were the strongest riders in yesterday's junior men's race, and now the women from the USA are really putting the hammer down.
The Russian rider moves up, Gariva, she's ready. The Irish rider is also up here. And I think Gariva's gone clear with Megan Jastrab. Jastrab knows that she can beat her in the sprint. Onto Parliament Street, 500 metres to go.
Well, Jastrab won't come through for a turn now. She'll wait, she'll put the pressure on Gariva. If Gariva wants a silver medal, she has to ride this to the finish.
Megan Jastrab of the United States of America wins the world title.
So that was a gutsy attack. So let me retract what happened just now. So it was about an 87-kilometer race. You broke away from the group, from the bunch, together with the French girl. Two of you broke away at 24-kilometer mark. Am I correct?
Yeah.
And then 6 kilometers from the finishing, you broke away from the French girl. You ditched her, and then you went on your own, right? Now, between kilometer number 6 and number 3, you got caught at kilometer number 3. What was going through your mind? Did you think that, no, I'm going to win this world championship? Has that crossed your mind?
Well, that was my dream as a junior, was to give a gold medal to my country in the junior category. So when I saw the whole plan for that race was to cover all the moves. So I had to stay at the front the whole time, which is really hard when you have, teams of 6 or 5 from other countries.
Yes.
And they all have one common goal.
Yeah, I mean, teams like Great Britain, Italy, France, Belgium, Netherlands, the USA, they will have teams of 6. How many from Team Chile?
I was the only one in that
exactly.
race. Yeah.
So you don't have teammates that can cover the breakaway for you, can cover the moves for you. You have to be on your toes, and that's why you have to be sitting in front. Is that correct?
Yeah, but I was pretty confident I could do that. So it's really hard to go on a race and say, okay, I'm going to cover all the moves. So for this one, I was like, yep, I'm going to cover them all. And I thought when the French girl attacked, I went on her wheel and I thought the peloton was behind us. And then there was no one in there. And I realized, oh my God, we're actually pretty far from them. and I wasn't too sure if I should commit to the breakaway. But then I thought I'm actually wasting energy just being behind her wheel anyways, so I might as well commit 100%. And that's when we went, and I knew before the circuit there was going to be a steep hill, so it's where I attack, and I was like, okay, I'm going to attack there full gas. And I thought, okay, this is my chance. I got to do it now.
Okay.
And as I go, like, all I can see is the school kids with their their balloons. It started raining, but people were screaming at me like, "Go Chile!" Or some people didn't even say my name or which country it was, so they literally just screamed, "Go bike rider!" And I was like, "Oh yeah, here I go." And
Awesome.
I did think, I started believing, oh, I could actually, win this. Like, that's just crazy. And I went full gas. And then at one point I started listening to, the chains and the girls screaming, but I wasn't too sure how far, like how close they were. So I just kept going. And in the last corner, when I got caught, the Russian and the American girl, they went.
The
And
counter-attack, yeah. They went.
I could see them, and I stayed with the bunch up the hill, and that was a pretty steep hill too.
Yes.
And I was kind of glad I could keep up after doing the other effort solo.
Sure. Yeah, that's amazing.
And then,
that's amazing that you could still finish with the first group, even though you have spent all this time riding in the break. So that was testament of how fit you were.
but yeah, that all this experience from the race, it took time to suck it in. When I finished the race, I think I finished 28th, 18 seconds behind the winner.
Yes.
I thought that was it. Like, I shouldn't be riding my bike anymore.
Now, what I really everyone wants to talk to you, the real, the $1 million question that people want to put to you was obviously your biggest win, winning a silver medal at World Juniors Championship, right? Now, can you tell us how you prepare for it? How many hours were you putting in to train each week leading up to the World Championship?
Well, yeah, for track, we did a lot of gym. So I think we did gym 2 or 3 times a week as well. But this was with heavy weights and, low rep. And we had Craig, which was a very good guide to how to do all this training properly.
Yes, Craig McLean, former track cyclist too.
Yeah, and very experienced as well. I started watching a lot of racing on the track, and I went to a few Class 2 races, which are elite races in Italy, Zurich, and I prepare a lot on the road as well. So I did a lot of street racing.
How much time do you spend on the road?
Way less than now, probably like around 12 hours.
Okay.
10 to 12 hours, yeah, and then a lot of track, and it was really fun. I enjoy the preparation for it. Okay,
now describe the feelings that you have racing in Frankfurt, which is your second World Track Championships. All right, you were there as Chile, and then you see people from different countries. What was going through your mind when you were there?
Well, yeah, again, I think it's really hard to prepare yourself to see all these countries with, big buses and 5 mechanics, 5 coaches. You kind of feel, or at least I felt, out of place in a way. Just because, you feel very small and you think, oh, I don't have all that. But then you can switch that and think, but I have my uncle, which is pretty awesome. I have this mechanic that was going to help me. I have the support from the center. I've been coached by Craig McLean. So,
woo, Craig!
Yeah, and I have, a family. I have all these friends follow me from Chile. At the end of the day, I felt like I had more than them, but it's pretty easy. It's super easy to feel out of place.
Yes.
Especially in a competition like that, you feel small and it's really hard to concentrate.
How do you overcome that? When you feel small?
I don't think I did at the time, but I've done it now. And yeah, it's just a matter of appreciating everything you have. Like, just take 1 minute and stand there and think and be so thankful for all you have, like the bike you're having, the helmet you're racing, the people you are surrounded with, and that will just make you super big. So it doesn't matter how many people you have around, as long as you keep all that in mind.
Wise words. Now let's go into your well, we don't have any video from the race, but we have some really cool photos. All right. Now it was the scratch race that you were in. So scratch race is whoever that crossed the finishing line first wins. As simple as that. All right. Now, so this is how close Catalina is to goal. All right. It was so close. Boom!
You can't even notice the difference.
You were like 1 inch away, or 2 cm the most. You were 2 cm away from gold medal. So it was Australia first, Chile second, and Great Britain third place.
Third, yep.
And then there you are. Wow, that $1 million smile, full beam.
Yeah, I was so happy. Well, I finished the race, and I wasn't too sure what happened because I saw the Australian and then I saw the British girl, and I thought, oh no, what place did I get? Because it was really close. And I get down, I go around, and there's my uncle and Miguel, my coach, one of the Chilean coaches, and they have like their eyes watery, and they're like, "You got a medal! You got a medal!" And I was like, "Yeah, which one? Oh, silver!" And like we all hugged, and we were like, we were over the moon.
You didn't know which medal you want.
No, because it was so close. I was like, "What happened?
Yeah.
What happened?" And they didn't put the results. They took so long. But yeah, when I saw their faces, I knew I was there, and I was just so happy. And yeah, I think, well, we couldn't believe it.
Now, hold that for a second. I want to show you this photo again. Catalina, you're practically a midget racing against these girls. You are so small. You know,
no, these girls are big.
Yes, they are big and strong, and it's very important in track cycling to have that's absolute power. So congratulations to you for overcoming all the odds. Small girl from a small country with a big heart. Oh,
thank you.
Love that. Now, who was the first person that you thanked? Who was the first person that you called after you won the medal?
I think my mom. I think it was the first person I called. But the first person I hugged was my uncle. He was there.
Yes.
And he's a basketball coach. So he doesn't get cycling a lot, but he tried his best. And just, we try to be as professional, keeping it like as if he was my coach in a way and I was the rider. But at that time, none of that mattered. I was the cousin, he was the uncle, and we just hugged and cried. Like he cried and he was shaking. It was just an awesome experience and an awesome moment. Like I'll never forget it.
For me, when I hear a story, I think about Malaysia. We are a small country in the world of cycling, and you brought small country, small rider, bringing a basketball coach to win a world championship medal. Give me 5, man! Now, this is your.
I hope that's not all. I'm still. I do think I can get the rainbow jersey for my country.
Well, you wore one rainbow jersey already. Are you the first world champion? No. Well, you did not wear the world rainbow jersey. You got second place. Yes. But has anyone in Chile won a medal before at World Championship?
I think there was a medal in the junior men, but and in that same event, my one other teammate from Chile, he got third in the scratch race. So it was
Wow.
pretty amazing for Chile that year.
Congratulations, Chile. Wow, Malaysia is catching up. Watch out. Now, I want to put this very important question to you. So this is your Oscar moment, okay? So guys, get ready your questions, because after this question with Catalina, we'll be taking your questions for Catalina. So please hit the comment box with questions for Catalina. We'll be heading into that after Catalina answered the last questions from me. So get ready, Catalina. This is your Oscar moment, all right?
Okay.
Get ready. 3 person that you want to thank for your cycling, for your life. Go.
Well, firstly, my parents, they're being amazing. I know they're watching this, but it is really important for me to kind of like give back what they do for me. So everything I do falls back to them. Everything I do impacts them in a way. So if I have to do a 4-hour ride and they want to do something, yeah, I'm the one that's missing out. But I know that they're like, oh, I wish she could come, and they understand the sacrifice of doing the sport. So a big thank you to them for understanding. So yeah, okay. If you're watching this, thank you so much.
All right.
I hope one day, I can come back, and even though if I don't get medals, I have like amazing stories to tell.
Absolutely.
And then, the people from the Brunswick Cycling Club, especially Cam. I don't know if he's watching this, but he was the one that gave me the idea of the bike and the jersey, and he has taught me so much in the past 3 years, like way too much. And yeah, I just hope I can keep him around, because he's literally amazing and keeps me with my eyes open the whole time.
Is he a coach? Is he a coach, a cycling coach?
He's a cycling coach.
Okay.
But he doesn't coach me now, obviously, but he's kind of like a mentor in a way.
Very good. Anyone else?
And thirdly, well, I think everyone, like the people from my country, the people at the center for trusting me. I don't know, it's really hard to put all that in place, but
obviously,
like everyone that supported me and trusted me to do all this, like I'm so thankful for them, for everyone.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much, Catalina, for your time, and we are going to take questions from the audience now. All right.
Okay, thank you for your time as well.
I'm going to put the toughest one on the chat. Okay. Catalina, what's your biggest fear? From Keith.
I think... Oh, that's really hard. Well, I am scared of spiders, but to say something more meaningful, I think is giving so much time to something that I love and then not seeing it work. I think that's my biggest fear.
Yeah, sometimes we can give our best, gave everything, but the outcome is not entirely in our control, because we're only in control of the process. If that makes sense, we can train as hard as we can, but we cannot control the outcome of a race.
Well, I think I did see myself in a situation like that at Road Worlds, where I didn't feel. Obviously I didn't win the race, and I felt like it was. I felt like kind of like a really bad rider, but at the end of the day, I do think I took a lot from that, and way more than a gold medal and a jersey. So.
Hey, Jershin says, wonderful sharing, Catalina, from Jershin.
Oh, thank you so much.
Now I have this question from Kay. What drives you and what's your biggest motivation?
My biggest motivation is, empowering women, especially, well, in my case, Chilean riders, to go out there and embrace every opportunity they have.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think, getting out on the bike, even though, I don't know, I've had a really rough week, what motivates me is that people are trusting me, and I love doing it. And this is something, that I want to make a change, especially in my country where there's no sports culture or anything. So waking up every morning, and today it was super cold and rainy.
Yes.
And
Melbourne.
I just told myself, I'm just gonna get out there. Like,
Yes.
no one else is gonna do it for me. I'm gonna do it myself. So I might as well go now. And
That's the
yeah, I think
that's
what
spirit.
drives me.
Cool. Now, someone from Brunswick Cycling, we love what you bring to
Yeah.
our club. Is that Cam that you were talking about?
No, that's Ag. That's the president.
Oh, okay, cool. So that was cool.
Hi, Ag.
Wardren, he's Asian Championship bronze medalist. I train Wardren, so here's this question for you. What does their daily training regime looks like right now? Can you walk us through like
Right
the
now?
training week? How many hours on the road? How many hours on the gym or on Aigle? Break this down for us.
Yeah. So, well, now that we don't have races, as everyone knows, and my day looks. I do some activation exercises before my riding. So I activate my
I saw that in
glutes.
your
I activate my
Instagram.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's something new that I'm trying, but it's been pretty good. I think it's because it's getting colder in here.
What kind of? So it helps, especially in cold weather, the activation exercises.
Yeah, I mean, at least for me, that's working. So I'm gonna keep doing it.
Okay.
I am doing a lot of hours, so around, well, a lot for me at the time, around 4, 5, or even 3 with efforts. 5 days a week and 2 easy days. I do gym 3 times a week, and I do mobility, yoga almost every day because they're easy exercises. You don't need much, and like you can watch Netflix and do it at the same time.
Sure.
So yeah, and then I'm doing a lot of mental training as well now.
Wow.
So,
can you tell us a little bit about that? One mental training from Catalina. Can you do that?
I just use a lot of apps. So I play Sudoku. I play one game where you need to react to like a color, and then you need to press, and then concentration stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do some concentration games, and I've been watching a lot of racing to learn about tactics. So I think I'm using my time wisely.
Yes.
I hope so.
Yes. Okay, we take one more question from the group. Let me see where we can get this. From Samson. What's the motivation message you would like to share with all aspiring cyclists around the world, like us?
Oh, well, I think if you have a goal, it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's an Olympic event or if it's a regional event or whatever it is, or if it's not even sports related. Don't worry about how long it's gonna take, because literally time will pass anyway, and you have no idea how fast time goes by and how much you can improve and get closer to your goal.
Sure.
During that time. So
now I have one question, and this one did not come from YouTube. It came from Instagram, from a 7-year-old. I met
cool.
7-year-old. His name is Harith. I met Harith when I was running a track cycling camp for kids, and he was part of the camp. And he posted this on Instagram a few days ago. I just want to read you the question. Any advice for 7-year-old boy passionate in cycling? So, Kat, get into your 9-year-old self and try to answer Harith.
Just, get on your bike, do your homework, obviously. Do your homework, do all this cool stuff, but get on your bike, sprint up the hills, do everything you like. If it's raining, clean the bike. I don't know, but just enjoy it. Enjoy it. Be outside, enjoy the fresh air, and try to share that with your friends. And then you never know, when you get older, you might have like an awesome group of riders.
Wonderful.
So yeah, just have fun.
Thank you, Catalina. We have taken a lot of your time. Really fantastic to talk to you, to listen to your story, your journey. Really inspiring for me as a coach, and I'm sure for a lot of cyclists, whoever that is watching this live or watching it later on when we post it on YouTube. So thank you very much, Kat. Nice talking to you.
Oh, thank you so much. I hope the program goes well. I think it's pretty awesome that you're doing this.
Yes,
for Malaysia, really.
Thank you so much, Kat. We'll be catching up with you soon. I'll be watching you. When you wear that rainbow jersey, finally, I'm going to message you. I'm going to share the link of this video and send it to you. Kat, remember.
Oh, don't worry. If I get the rainbow jersey, I'll message you. Look!
Look, you got it, girl. Thank you so much. Now, we want to sign off Catalina, but our program is not over yet because of a few announcements to make coming up. So, Kat, you can stick around just for a little bit. Now, let's see. Next week program. Sorry. Okay, are we back now? Yep. So next week we'll have Richard Cheetham online joining us live. He is a senior fellow of sports coaching in Winchester University. He has won the UK Coach Developer of the Year. He is an instructor. He teaches at UCI. He teaches coaches how to coach. He is a speaker to British Cycling, British Triathlon, Rugby Canada. He has completed a 250-kilometer ultra marathon desert crossing in Chile. So here is the Chile connection once again. Woo-hoo. So
that's such a small world.
Yes, exactly. Just a little bit of announcement. We have to support some of the cycling trainers at Cycology. Cycology is a cycling gym, and a lot of the trainers have been affected by the COVID-19. They cannot work and they lost their income. So to support the cycling trainers, the gym is putting up this t-shirt for sale, and the profits from from this t-shirt will go towards supporting the trainers. So if you are considering giving support, lending a hand, you can do so heading over to cyclistwardred.com. Now, please post on your comment what you experience, what your experience is today. We know that we have some technical issues that will be sorted out next week. Please post your comment. How do you like this new format that you are seeing? Find out, let us know what suggestions you have for us to improve, what ideas that you have, any questions that you have, post at the comment below. So guys, I am going to sign off right now. Thank you very much for joining me. So I'll see you next week, 4 p.m. together with Richard Cheetham from UK. Take care, guys.
Yeah. Oh, hey, that was pretty cool. That was really nice. Oh, but yeah, it's gonna. Yeah, it was pretty awesome. Thank you for having me. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure that if you stick by it, and I know your athletes trust you, you'll bring big things. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. Yeah. 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 Yeah, thank you so much. See you. Good luck.